Legend tells of a 7th century battlefield where a warrior fought with such ferocity that no ordinary man could take him down. According to the tradition, an angel had to descend through the desert heat to finally subdue him. Centuries later, historical accounts would offer a different explanation for his presence, that this man, Abbas ibn Abd al-Muttalib, was actually a master spy, operating in the heart of the enemy camp to protect the early Muslim community. Welcome to the channel. Today, we are investigating a story where the lines between religious devotion and political survival have been blurred for over 1,000 years. But the secret spy narrative faces a difficult logical hurdle. If Abbas was truly a double agent, why was he actively marching in the enemy's ranks at the Battle of Badr? And why, with his supposed access, did he fail to warn his allies that a massive attack was coming? These angelic interventions and tales of deep cover espionage are the official version of events, a heroic image that fits perfectly within the records, yet leaves the much more complex reality of the man himself in the shadows. Before he was a legend, Abbas was a merchant of high standing. In a city built on trade and pilgrimage, he controlled the lucrative water distribution rights, an essential service for every traveler entering Mecca. He was a man driven by the protection of his immense wealth. While his kinsmen were swept up in the religious shifts of the era, Abbas remained a pragmatist, ensuring his business interests and trade routes remained secure through every political tide. This financial priority is the likely reason he was found on the wrong side at the Battle of Badr. His capital and his mercantile investments were tied directly to the polytheist caravan. He simply could not afford to see that army defeated. He didn't join the Muslims when the movement was fragile. He only officially declared his loyalty at the very last moment, when the final conquest of Mecca was an absolute, undeniable certainty. Abbas wasn't a man of unwavering faith or a secret double agent. He was a master survivor who calculated the political odds and waited until the winning side was clear. A century later, that survival instinct bore fruit on a global scale. His descendants swept away the old order and established a new massive imperial power, the Abbasid Caliphate. They presided over a golden age, turning Baghdad into a global center for scientific discovery, cultural exchange, and unprecedented territorial expansion. But the new dynasty faced a crisis of legitimacy. Despite their overwhelming power, they were constantly fighting off political rivals who claimed they had no true spiritual right to sit on the throne. To silence their critics, the Abbasids needed to prove their authority was divinely ordained, and that required a legendary ancestor. The historical reality of a calculating merchant wouldn't suffice for an empire claiming a divine mandate. The state began the process of reconstructing the past, weaponizing the legacy of Abbas to justify their absolute grip on power. Court historians began a systematic revision of the archives. First, they erased the inconvenient timeline of his conversion, making his support for Islam appear far earlier than it actually was. They then added entirely new chapters to his biography, inventing childhood stories where Abbas acted as the chosen protector of the Prophet, long before the first revelations. To handle the embarrassment of his capture at Badr, they crafted the spy narrative, reframing his presence in the enemy camp as the work of a noble double agent rather than a businessman protecting his assets. The final touch was the insertion of prophecies into the record, claiming the prophet himself had foretold that Abbas's children would rule as kings until the end of time. This systematic rewriting replaced the pragmatist with a prophet, ensuring the dynasty's ancestor was as flawless as the empire they claimed to lead. This narrative was so pervasive that for over a millennium, these edited accounts served as the unquestioned foundation for the dynasty's religious and political authority. The true genius of Abbas wasn't a flawless early faith, but the ruthless pragmatism that allowed his bloodline to survive the 7th century and eventually conquer the known world. His story proves that history is more than a record of what happened. It is a tool meticulously edited, polished, and weaponized by those who pay for the ink. If you want to see more historical deep dives like this, subscribe to the channel and share this video. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new investigation.